It creates safe places and destroys sectarian pride. So my background, for those of you who don't know me, is I grew up in a abusive home. In fact, I've got 150 years of just wickedness in my bloodline. First Chandler male to graduate from high school, first Chandler male to get a college degree, first Chandler male to not spend any time in jail, although there was one night my junior year, I've never told that story, okay? First Chandler male to have a wife that's not fearful. First Chandler male to have kids that don't run from him when he comes home. First Chandler, all this by the grace of God, all this by the mercy of God. But upon Christ saving me, I had this insatiable thirst for him and this deep love for him, but I was a mess. And my experience with the church early on was that no one else was. Now, I found out years later everybody else was just lying. But man, I was a mess, man. I had serious lust issues. I had serious rage issues. There was a lot of dark things in my heart. But because I was in the late 80s, early 90s, okay, and where I was in that period of time, there wasn't a lot of gospel. There was very much a lot of Christians look this way, they do these things, they don't do these things. In fact, I was given a little grid. If you're a Christian and you like this, listen to this. If you like this, listen to this. And there was this distinction made for right or for wrong, of what we do versus what the world does, but it was all gospel-less in my understanding. So I want to clearly say that some of that is absolutely on me, but no one else had a problem with lust as far as I could see. No one else had a problem with rage. Everyone else had their hand on their heart during the worship songs and would even do that, Everyone had the journal. Everybody would amen at the right point. Passion was kind of picking up steam as I got into college, and so everybody would raise their hands when they were supposed to, and with our hands lifted high, everybody's hands would go up, all right? And it just seemed like everybody had it down but me. And then I didn't feel like I could go, wait a minute, I'm really struggling here because no one else was. And so just a phrase we've used at the Village for 8 years is, it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay there. And so we want to constantly preach the gospel and say, what does this mean? This means that God knows. So I want to constantly drive people back to the cross, constantly come back to the reality of, listen, you come here, you're feeling ashamed, you're feeling dirty, you're feeling overwhelmed. He knows the whole point of the cross is you being where you are right now, so that you wouldn't have to be there tomorrow if you'd submit your life and heart to the Son of God. And so it creates an environment where it's okay to struggle, where it's okay to go, man, I'm having a hard time with this. I need help. I need the community of saints to gather around me and help me. I need Jesus, this constant drum of, I need him, he's my only hope. I need him, he's my only hope. I need him, he's my only hope. And it'll put to death sectarianism. And what I mean by that is if you preach the gospel faithfully week in and week out, nobody leans against the cross and says, you fools need to get some of this. Everybody bows before it and goes, there's room. There's room.